Hey folks, today is Friday, April 26th, 2019. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, and we're here to talk about the video game news that has been going on this week. So let's get right into it. You guys, we always talk about Cyberpunk 2077. Any little bit of news, you guys seem to want to know and eat it up. So we've got a little bit more for you this week. A couple of little interesting bits from this interview. A mission designer from CD Projekt Red did an interview with Spanish language website Aria Juegos. A lot of outlets have covered some of this stuff, but there's a little bit more once you dive into the actual translated version. But the big thing is that Cyberpunk has changed. Yes, he went on record saying that Cyberpunk 2077 is looking very different from how we saw it with that extended gameplay video. However, let me go into this because some people would freak out and think, uh-oh, graphics downgrade incoming. While there was some illusion that the game does look differently, it's really just how the game is coming into its own. He said, and I quote, "The demo shown last year was only a small fragment of the actual game. There wasn't a clear picture of how the game fits into an open world or how it fits into a larger image of the game. So there's a lot of stuff we didn't show yet. There are many things that we're still working on. I would say that the game is pretty different to what we showed last year, but there are many details that we are currently working on." Basically, it seems like what he's saying is that the game in its grander context, now that it's further along in development, is looking much different. And I would say what you can take away from this is that a lot of people thought that Cyberpunk 2077 looked like it was near finished when we saw it, but that was not the case at all. The game was still pretty early in development, so now things are coming along. Could we see a graphical downgrade? I don't know. A lot of people freak out about that stuff. Even still, if the graphics are worse, but the gameplay and systems are way more impressive, I'm okay with that. What's interesting in the interview is that he also really emphasized that there's a lot of stuff that they have been working on that they haven't shown off at all yet, like complete systems and how the game works. Apparently in the interview, in terms of influences, he actually brings up Deus Ex and the Elder Scrolls, which is pretty interesting. But of course, he does also describe how some of the decisions and some of the dialogue elements do stem from The Witcher 3, which is cool. But another little bit of info gleaned from this interview that didn't really make a lot of headlines. Tom, I'm very sorry, I regret to inform you, but it seems like Lady Gaga might not be in the game.
Oh man.
As it was previously rumored, we did talk about this a couple weeks ago, there was a hot rumor that Lady Gaga was going to appear in the game, some sort of motion capture, sci-fi person, possibly singing, I don't know. But in this interview, they didn't completely deny it, but they did laugh about it and say, hey, if Lady Gaga's reading this, then maybe she should call us. So that might not be a thing. I did think it was kind of a weird move for them, but now you know. That wraps up the Cyberpunk 2077 news segment that I feel like we always have on this show. But let's talk about something else now. Assassin's Creed Unity and how it made a little bit of a comeback. I didn't bring it up on a previous show, but after the Notre Dame fire, which was a terrible, shitty thing for the world to experience, it was like a building you just always thought was going to be there. And while it did survive the fire, the renovations are going to be so intense, it totally sucks. As you probably know, it did make headlines. Ubisoft did donate money to the project, but they also released Assassin's Creed Unity available to download for free on PC. Just kind of like as a, hey, look, we have Notre Dame in the game. It's an incredible rendering of it. It took a designer like freaking 2 years to design. Now you can experience it for yourself, and we donated money. And people really embraced that because the Hollywood Reporter reported that apparently 3 million people have since downloaded the game. That's two things. I think this story captured the world and everybody's really jammed up about this, like universally, but also on the other hand, people just really love free stuff. I did download it and whoa. It's a loud ass door. I did download it and fire it back up, and it is running better on PC, definitely. They've patched out all those glitches that made the game go viral in the first place. I still don't think it's like the best Assassin's Creed game. It's got a lot of problems, but I think the recreation of Paris and just some elements of the game are definitely worth experiencing. I'm happy that the game got another shot, and I'm happy that people get to experience a really good digital recreation of Notre Dame Cathedral. While that was like a light of shining hope, in other news, a little bit of downer news is that Anthem's roadmap is completely delayed. For those of you that have been following the ongoing Anthem debacle, essentially, they tried to get a lot of things working and fixed within the game, leading them to announce that their plans for the April start of the roadmap to kick off have been delayed and pretty much postponed indefinitely for like whatever else is coming next, from endgame stuff to like guild support to leaderboards and a bunch more things. BioWare has come out and said like, hey, we are committed to making this game what our vision was. Hopefully you guys hang in there, but that's what we're doing right now. We're focusing on making the game better. I'd say admirable on the one hand, but also like a bummer because a lot of this stuff should have been planned in the first place. It's been such a public story in how the game was rushed, and it is a bummer. That's all I can really say now about it at this point. There are so many games that have cleaned up their act and come out to be much better games a year down the line. Some people can't stomach that, and I get it, but I think this is very interesting, and it's just another, knock in the face for BioWare. My big question is, how many more hits can they take until they go down? Also, just as hey, Days Gone is out. A lot of you guys have been tweeting me and asking me for the before you buy. Expect that on Saturday. I've been playing the game. I'm working on it, so it's coming. And also, briefly, I wanted to bring it up since we do talk about Overwatch updates occasionally. This one is really interesting. Blizzard has announced an Overwatch Workshop, which they call a simplified game scripting system, which just essentially lets you create your own custom games, set your own parameters, do any type of crazy rules you want. You can change where things damage. They showed a floor is lava example. You can change movement speeds, attack speeds, all kinds of stuff. And it just seems like you can get really buck wild with this, and I think this is really cool. This, of course, seems like it's going to be more of a PC thing. It's on the public test server right now. But I'm just really curious to see what people come up with this, because I always just think it's amazing what people can do when they're given the tools. And maybe we'll have some cool examples to talk about on the show. I don't know. In other news, we finally got a full comprehensive reveal of Persona 5 Royal. This is the newer edition that's releasing. There's going to be a new semester, a new character, new areas, just cleaned up stuff. Very exciting, as the Persona games often do this. It's also apparently going to have improved graphics. We're going to get more information in May, but we know it's coming in 2020, and I think that's really exciting. But there was other news that, oh boy. Persona 5 on Switch has been a topic of conversation for so long. Super Smash Brothers with Joker being in the game. People set up expectations, were really excited. There was also the tease of Persona 5S. A lot of people thinking it was just Persona 5. Now we know what it is, and I've definitely never saw it coming. What? We're not getting Persona 5 on Switch. Instead, we're getting Persona 5 Scramble, which is essentially a Musou Dynasty Warrior style game, similar to the Zelda one, where you play as Persona 5 characters in the Persona 5 world. We got to see Joker messing up a bunch of dudes. The visuals look great. It seems like it's going to be fun, but I think a lot of us did this to ourselves, setting up the expectations, our hopes and dreams of Persona on Switch. That is not a thing. Instead, we get Persona 5 Scramble, which actually sounds delicious if you think about it. Sorry.
What's wrong with you today?
What? It's an egg joke. Who knows? Maybe it'll still happen. Maybe not. Maybe they have a secret deal with Sony that we don't know about, and it's just never happening. I don't know. But let's move on and talk about Halo. We're covering all the platforms today. And the newest news is after some YouTube reports and rumors suggesting that the game has a massive budget, which is believable, but also the rumor that it is definitely getting a full, huge Battle Royale mode. It looks like 343 came out and kind of refuted that. They have also done this before, saying Halo Infinite is not a Battle Royale game, but this time one of the lead designers came out on Resetera and said, hey, you could probably make Battle Royale in Forge, but that's not really what we're doing right now. He said Halo is flexible and Battle Royale is just a mode, so he kind of left it open, but he said, that's not our focus, that's not what we're doing, don't worry. Unpopular opinion, I know a lot of people are sick of Battle Royale games, but I always just like seeing, established games kind of try and put their formula on it and give it a new spin. I would be interested to see what a Halo Battle Royale would be like, but that's just me. I'm really curious to see what you guys think in the comments. Also, in case you missed it, we linked this in the description below, as well as everything else we talk about, the reveal trailer for Planet Zoo. I just like these types of builder games. This is from the people behind Planet Coaster and Zoo Tycoon, two fantastic games. I am happy this is a thing, and I am looking forward to playing that. Right now, I'm playing Anno 1800. Now, in other news, let's get a little technical. Let's get a little nerdy real quick. I thought this was interesting. We talk about games a lot, so let's look at the numbers. We linked this in the description below, but a new report, a new compilation has come out that gathers the top earning game companies by revenue. This is based on annual and quarterly, so all the dollar figures are there. I don't really want to get into those, but the ranking is just interesting. So number one is Tencent. Tencent, of course, we've talked about a lot. Giant Chinese corporation. They're up there because they do own a lot of other smaller things, but also they're huge in China. Mobile gaming is huge in China, so that's why I assume they're killing it. Tencent, as you know, is getting in on some of that Epic Games Fortnite action. Second, believe it or not, is Sony, with right behind it at third, Microsoft. Even though mobile gaming is such a top earner like that, it's cool to see that the regular guys are also still up in the top running, because number four is Apple. And Apple, that revenue comes, you say, where does that come from? That comes from their mobile game store, transactions, the cut they receive is huge enough that they're number 4 on this list. Number 5 is Activision Blizzard, which they have a lot going on, but number 6 is Google with the Google Play Store, similar to how Apple is. Just talking about the interesting ones, number 8 is EA, which I actually thought would be higher on the list considering how much they focus on just earning money, like almost to their detriment, as you guys probably know. I just expected them to be higher. Behind them at number 9 is Nintendo, doing pretty okay, I guess, because they just kind of sell games in the traditional sense. Bandai Namco is number 10. Number 11 is Take-Two Interactive, which you can probably chalk a lot of that up thanks to the NBA 2K franchise and Rockstar. The list goes on and on from there. I could talk about this stuff forever. Konami's up there in the top 20, probably just because of pachinko machines, definitely not because of Metal Gear Survive. But like I said, it goes on and on. It's very interesting if you want to read up more down there. Just some interesting perspective of where things are at. Now, before we go, we have 2 things linked in the description that I want you to check out. We're currently taking submissions for both Days Gone glitches and Mortal Kombat glitches, if you guys find any. I haven't seen any. I love that game, but I just haven't seen any. There will be 2 forums in the description below, so if you come across any glitches in those games, if you'd like, send it to us for a chance to possibly get it featured in a video where we react and laugh at them. Good luck. Send us anything you got. We're looking forward to that, but we also got to do that console giveaway we do every single week. You know how this goes down by now. You click the link in the description below. You sign up to enter. You enter once, then you're entered for good, and then every single week we go in and randomly choose one person to win a free console of their choice. And this week's winner is gonna be... Oh, what's that? What's that? Who is it? Hello? Hi, it's for you. You won. Congratulations. What am I doing? I'm so tired. I need more coffee. What? Congratulations, though. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, stuff like that, because we're going to be reaching out to you to figure out how we could send you your free stuff. But that's it this week. Obviously, a little bit of a slow news week, probably because of a little movie called Avengers and stuff like that. I don't know. Let's talk about the stuff down in the comments, though. With the top 25 gaming companies, what do you find interesting about that list? Also, with Cyberpunk 2077, what are your hopes and dreams and expectations? What would you like to actually see different from the gameplay demo we have seen already? Let's talk about any of this stuff down in the comments below. I'll be down there talking to you guys as much as possible while also avoiding spoilers for Endgame because I haven't seen it yet. Sorry. Stay vigilant. They're everywhere. But if you got anything else for me, if you want to yell at me, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino. But as always, thank you guys for coming around and watching us every Friday, even if it's a slow news week like this. We're also live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, if you're curious. But if you enjoyed this video, the best thing you can do for us is click the like button. We'd really appreciate that. But if you're new, you should consider subscribing because we put out videos every single day, so be prepared. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.